Hello everybody, this is Sean. Thank you for checking Outside of Gravy. This has been a while since I've done a video. It feels good to be back. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to tell you why there's been such a gap, what's been going on, things that I've been learning. There's a lot of beautiful things to share with you all. So let's just hop right in. And if you're watching, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And I hope that you get something out of this that can make your experience just a little bit better. So yeah, July. First of all, we had 3 eclipses in July. I did a plant medicine ceremony in Sedona, and it was just a really important time for me to go into a little bit of isolation, for me to really go in the tank and figure out, who I really was, where I'm going in this life, what I want to create, what I would like to experience, and how I want to show up in this life. And I think those periods of reflection and contemplation are super important for everyone to do, because sometimes we just get caught up in the craziness of life and busy schedules and, tight work deadlines and all of these different things. We're pulled in all these different directions, and our mind can get really crazy if it doesn't get a break from all of that. So I went out into nature. I spent a lot of time within myself, and I started to ask myself questions, like I mentioned before, where I want to go, what I really want to create, who I am, and the mark that I want to make on this planet. And so yeah, it was a period of healing. And it was a period of loving myself and working on things within myself that I had been suppressing and running away from, feelings that I had been avoiding. And, I realized that type of work is really important in the world right now, because the world needs healing on a collective level. We're all in this thing together. We're all a part of this thing. We all have a role to play. The way that we constantly think and feel, and the energy that we're sending out is adding to the collective energy of everyone on this planet. So if you're someone who's constantly stressed out and in fear and angry and sad, whatever it might be, if you're sending out low vibes, you're just making the world be more of that way, and you're also attracting more of that into your life. So I invite anyone to take inventory of the thoughts that you're having and the energy that you're sending out every day, and asking yourself, is that what I want to continue to do, or is this something that I want to shift? And that was sort of the other part I wanted to talk about in this video real quick, is that I think we're in a very amazing time right now. And I think we can all agree that if we look at our lives, a lot of the worst things that happen to us end up being the greatest teachers in hindsight, and get us to levels that we never would have gotten to without that happening. And I think that's what we're seeing in the world right now. We're seeing a lot of unrest within the political spectrum, within the educational spectrum, within the food and drug spectrum. And healing, all of these different things are starting to be questioned and looked at and considered more. We're seeing old ways of thinking and being and acting start to clear out, and new ways of being are coming in. And years ago, I worked with this group called the Brahma Kumaris. It was a meditation group, and they were out of India. They looked at life. I thought this is interesting. They looked at life through a series of cycles. And they called this cycle that has been ruling the earth for a very long period of time the Iron Age. I think it was called the Kalu Yaga. And that was a period of time on the earth where everything was in a lower vibration. So there was a lot of war, there was a lot of survival mentality where you have to fight to survive, and you can't trust anyone, and everyone's greedy and trying to take from their neighbors, and trying to kill their neighbors and take all their resources, and a lot of poverty, a lot of suffering, a lot of slavery, all of those things were only able to exist because the collective vibration of the planet and most of the humans held a lower vibration of stress, fear, poverty, oppression, all of those things. So everything that was experienced, all the wars and all the suffering, was a result of that, was a manifestation of those low vibes, because those low vibes attract more lower vibrational experiences, not only in our own lives individually, but also for the collective. And so that was one cycle of the earth, and now we're in this really interesting time period where we're transitioning onto the next phase. And it's sort of like we're going from the caterpillar, who then goes into the cocoon, dies, and then basically becomes the butterfly after. And to me, it seems like we're entering more of the cocoon stage, which is confusing. And it looks like things are getting worse. You know, the caterpillar thinks he's dying when he goes into the cocoon, and then he emerges a butterfly. And the caterpillar has no idea that that's going to happen. Dragonflies go through the same metamorphosis in their life. So I think that right now we are being called individually to do a lot of the healing work that we've been running away from, the healing work that's going to allow us to clear out older suppressed emotions so they're not going to rule over our lives anymore. We're taking our power back. We are operating from a higher vibrational level, which allows us to be more compassionate, more patient with people, more kindness starts to show itself. And when you start taking charge of that in your own life and healing yourself, you start to invite others around you to do the same thing, and then your vibration is actually healing the collective vibration. And I hope you know what I mean when I say vibration, because it's very important. Vibration to me really is everything, because everything in this planet, including you and I, is energy. And you know, everything that we're seeing is just, you know, clumps of energy that are vibrating at a certain speed. So higher vibrational experiences in the world are experiences of love, compassion, kindness, joy, excitement. Those are all high frequency experiences and emotions, whereas low frequency is anger, hatred, oppression, sadness, apathy, greed, corruption, lust. All of these things are lower frequency, just to give you an explanation of what I mean by all of the vibrational talk. So going back to what I was saying, this is a very interesting time that we're in. And it's also very cool because we have information that's available that was hoarded and suppressed by leaders for a very long time in order to manipulate and maintain control over the masses. And now that information is out there, and if you really want to seek higher truth and you want to find out why things are the way that they are and how things got to the way that they are currently, you can find that. That's available. And a lot of times when you put out the intention of finding truth, that will come back to you in the form of articles that you find on the internet that resonate with you. People will come into your life that will share things with you. You'll be led to certain areas of the world where you'll get more answers and more clarity on certain things. So through that intention alone, you start to be shown what you're looking for. And that definitely happened with me in the last 5 years. So yeah, I have a very optimistic outlook on where things are going. I think we're entering a very special time on this planet. I think we have a long way to go, but I also think that if we can all look within ourselves and start to do the personal work within each of us, and we start to really take some time to separate from all the craziness and just really get to know ourselves and know the direction that we want to go and what we want to create and the mark that we want to leave on this world, that will have a tremendous impact on everything else. It will create a ripple that will affect everyone around you, and like I said before, it will help to add to the healing of the collective vibration. And I can tell you that I have had a lot of interactions with people out here in California, and one of the things that I'm kind of startled by is when you ask people, you know, what is it that you want in your life? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What are you passionate about? What excites you? You know, what are you learning about? a lot of people, they don't know the answer to that question. They think for a while and then they say, I'm not really sure. I haven't really thought of that. There's nothing wrong with that, but then when you ask them, well, what do you not want? What do you not like? They fucking know it in a second. And that shows me that, they have that at the forefront of their consciousness. They know exactly what they don't want, and that's something that they're focusing on, and therefore creating more of that in their lives unconsciously. And they're like, why do these things keep happening to me? It's because that's what you're unconsciously thinking about throughout the day and not aware of it. So if you're watching this, I would invite you to start to, again, just even a little bit of time to yourself during the day, or take a couple of days, go out in nature and just start to contemplate these questions and the type of person that you want to be and what you want to create and what you want to experience, and things that, what makes you feel good, what lights you up inside, what excites you. Think about those things more often. So these are just some of the quick things I wanted to share with you all, and I'm going to be making more videos because there's so much stuff that I want to get out there and that I want to have discussions on. I want to talk about things that I've learned and experienced, and more viewpoints on where things are going and ways that we can help heal ourselves, ways that we can create better experiences of life for ourselves. And I'm doing coaching work, which has been going great. And so if you're having emotional issues and you're trying to heal yourself, you have the intention of wanting something better, shoot me an email, or we can just have a discussion on what you're going through, and we can address that and see if it makes sense to do work together. But again, I appreciate all of you, and if you're watching this, I just want you to know you have something extremely special within you. And even if you can't see it right now, I know it's there. There's parts of you that know it's there, and it's a very important time for that to come out. And many blessings, abundance, peace, and joy to you if you're watching this. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.